If factorization is driving you crazy, then this video is for you. Let's first take a quick understanding about what factorization is. Okay. Now, let's say we have an expression given in this form. Now, what this form means, I'll tell you later. Now, let's say we have an expression given in this form. Let's try to deeply understand the meaning of this. This x square implies x multiplied by x plus sign as it is. 3x implies 3 multiplied by x. I want to take a plus sign. So what do I say? Minus 4 into 1. Remember, I haven't changed anything. Plus into minus is minus. 4 into 1 anyways is 4 only. So I've just written the same expression in a different format. Okay. Now please concentrate. X multiplied by x. Multiplication, another word used for it is product. So this is the first product. This is the second product. And this is the third product. And what sign is there in between? There are plus signs. For addition, there is another word used, isn't it? So can I call this as sum of many products? In simple words, it's just sum of products. Sum of many products, I'm just calling it as sum of products. S-O-P, sum of products. So this is generally the non-factorized form, the non-friendly form, the non-factorized form. So generally the non-factorized form will always be in the sum of products form. Okay. Now let's take a look at the right hand side, whatever is the answer side, whatever we are supposed to arrive at. Okay. Now this is addition. As I told you, the other word used for addition is sum. So I can call this as the first sum. When there is no sign in between, it is multiplication. I can call this as another sum, understanding that this x minus 1 can also be written as plus of minus 1, isn't it? So it can be written as plus of minus 1. So I can call this as another sum. So there is multiplication sign between many sums. So what is the other word used for multiplication? Product. So it is product of many sums. In simple words, product of sums. So P-O-S. So the entire concept of factorization is converting a given question, which is generally in the sum of products form, into the product of sums form. Now, if you ask me a question, sir, why should we do this? Why should we factorize a given expression? The factorized form of an expression is generally the friendly form. Now, why friendly form? We'll take a look at it in the 10th standard, okay, because all this is there for you in the 10th standard. You will be understanding that this form is going to give you the answers for the variable involved, whereas if it is in this form, it's generally difficult to find the answers. So only if it is in this form, you can directly get the answers. So all that we'll bother about it later. So as of now, what is required for us is what is the meaning of factorization? So the simplest way of understanding factorization is any expression given in the sum of products form. If it is getting converted to product of sums form, then we say that the expression has got factorized. As simple as that. So I have sum of products. I'm doing something. What I'm doing, we are going to learn in the chapter. So I'm doing something, okay, and I'm converting it into this form. What is this form? The product of sums form. So what I do in between are the actual steps that we are going to learn in this chapter. But if I'm able to follow few steps and if I'm able to do this conversion, what conversion? Sum of products, if I'm able to convert it to product of sums, that means I know factorization. As simple as that. Okay. So let's quickly see what and all do we have under factorization. Questions in your 9th grade will generally be asked only based on these 4 topics. Generally, the question paper is going to be set based on one of these 4 methods or two out of these 4 methods. Okay. Now, the first method is called as common factor method or grouping method. Common factor method, under that there is a subcategory called as grouping. So here itself there is another subcategory called as grouping. So we'll be studying this together. That is the first method. That's kind of a very, very direct method. Okay. Now the second method, the so-called most important method, because this continuation is there for us even in 10th standard. Okay. That is why this particular method is considered as a very, very important method. Okay. So this second method is splitting the middle term or the trinomial method. Every teacher has a different way of saying it. So this is one of the most important method. Okay. The third one is difference of two squares, which we have generally learnt in our expansions chapter. We have learnt a formula, right? So difference of two squares means I'm talking about a square minus b square. So all of us know a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. So based on this, we have few questions to solve. So that is the third method. And the final method, generally, only if they want to make the question paper a little complicated, they will ask you questions based on this fourth method. Otherwise, they generally don't bother about this fourth method. Okay, so this method is difference of two cubes or sum of two cubes. Sum of two cubes. Again, in expansions chapter, we would have studied a formula for a cube plus b cube. Okay, similarly, we would have studied another formula for a cube minus b cube. So by chance, these formulas are getting involved. Then we categorize that question under this method. Okay, so we cannot do the entire thing in a single video. You might get too very saturated. So what we are planning to do is we'll split it into 4 different videos. So in today's class, in today's session, we are going to talk only about the common factor method. So the first video is only going to be based on the common factor method. But before that, I want you to clearly understand. So when do you understand that the question has already got factorized? When do you understand that, you know, if they give you a question, you have actually arrived at the solution, or should you proceed further? So how do you understand? Easiest way is, there are a lot of plus signs and minus signs in your question. Let us say you have 5x square plus 3x minus 2, something like this is given to you. But in your final answer, after you have worked out, after you have followed few steps and all that, you have something multiplied by something. It need not necessarily be brackets always. There can be a number. Let us say there can be a number like this multiplied by x plus 2. This is also multiplication, isn't it? So even if you get the answer like this, your job of factorization has got completed. How am I saying that? Because, understand properly, this is one term getting multiplied with another term. Yes? So obviously this is the product of sums form. So if you get a lot of multiplication involved, so one bracket into another bracket, or you have 3 brackets altogether, something, you have lot of multiplication involved, your solution is done. Your question has been completed. Okay, so this is not easy. As I'm telling you orally, you cannot just take it so easily and understand, okay, if there's a lot of multiplication, your question is complete. Okay, so this is easy only if you try to understand the examples given to you. Okay, let's solve few questions. So let's solve few questions based on the first method. So as I told you, the first method is the common factor method. Okay, removing common factors or grouping some terms and then removing common factors. So you will see a lot of different things that we are going to learn in today's session in this one method itself. In this common factor method itself, you will understand the do's and don'ts basically. So if you sincerely concentrate on the video, so you will understand what you have to do and what you should not do. Okay, so let's take the very first example. Just to start with, a very simple example. Okay. Now, please understand this entire thing. Okay, now this entire thing is the first term. This whole thing is one term because there's a lot of multiplication involved here. So this entire thing is one term. There is a minus sign or a plus sign, which means we are moving on to the second term. So this entire thing is considered as the second term. Yes. So what do I see in common between the first term and the second term? What are the common factors? I can very clearly see 2x minus 5y. Can you see 2x minus 5y common? Yes. So what I'm planning to do is I take 2x minus 5y. But before that, I can also see something common from 2 and 6. Okay. So I have done too much of marking there. I hope you understand now. Okay, please concentrate here. Now, from 2 and 6, what looks common? Yes, 6 can be written as 2 into 3, right? So you have a 2 common here and 2 common here. So I remove that 2 common. I remove that 2 common. Yes. Also, can I see 2x minus 5y and 2x minus 5y common? Yes. So I remove that 2x minus 5y also common. Now I open another bracket. Yes. From this entire term, I have removed these two out. Can you see that? So what is remaining? 3x plus 4y. Right? Now minus. From 6, I have removed 2 common out. So 6 is written as 2 into 3. So this 2 has already been written out. So what is remaining here? 3. And also this 2x minus 5y has already been taken common. So what is remaining here? X minus y. I hope you understood, right? So how do I proceed further? So 2 into 2x minus 5y. It's already multiplication. I don't want to disturb it. I want all multiplication signs only. So it's already multiplication. I don't want to disturb it. Okay. Now this bracket can kind of be simplified. Okay. So 3x plus 4y minus into plus minus 3x minus into minus plus 3y. Am I right? So minus 3x plus 3x gets cancelled. So 2 into 2x minus 5y multiplied by 4y plus 3y is 7y. Right? So this 2 and this 7, it's all multiplication. So you can multiply, no harm. Right? So 2 7s are 14y into 2x minus 5y is your final answer. I hope you understood. So from 2 and 6, I removed the 2 common. I can very clearly see 2x minus 5y, 2x minus 5y is common. So I removed that common. Whatever is remaining, I copied. And I tried to simplify this. I arrived at 14y into 2x minus 5y. One of the simplest possible questions. Let's see little more higher level questions. Okay, this was just the first question. So let's take a look at the next question. So first identify the number of terms. So I'm sure you are able to identify the number of terms. So this entire thing is term 1, this entire thing is term 2, and this entire thing is term 3. So there are totally 3 terms. Okay. Now do I see something common? No, because I can see a square plus b square minus c square. I can also see the same term here, a square plus b square minus c square. But I am not able to say that that term is common throughout because that term is not to be seen here. Can you see? It is not written as a square plus b square minus c square. The signs are different here. So I'm not allowed to say that all the 3 terms have a square plus b square minus c square common. They don't, right? So what I have to do is I'll have to do something before I take the common factors. Please observe. So I'm copying the same term here, ab. Understand clearly. I want plus a square, but here it is minus a square. I want plus b square. Here it is minus b square. I want minus c square, but here it is plus c square. So totally opposite signs are being present here. So if you want to change all these signs into the opposite sign, easiest way is change only the sign outside. So if it is minus here, make it plus. If it is plus here, make it minus. So what I am planning to do is, I convert this minus into plus, I write BC and see what I'm doing. Minus a square, I write it as positive a square. Minus b square, I write it as positive b square. Plus c square, I write it as negative c square. I have not done anything to the other terms. To the first and third term, I have not done anything. I've only changed the second term. That too, I've changed it in such a way that the question doesn't get affected. What do I mean by the question doesn't get affected? Please open the bracket and see. Minus bc into c square is minus bc cube. Here also, if you multiply, you get plus into minus bc cube. I have not changed the question. I've just changed the way it has been written. Okay, so I've just changed the way the question has been written. I have not changed any sign or any term in the question. Please understand. Now, if you think deeply, why have I done these changes? So that I can see this term common throughout. Can I see this entire term common throughout? Yes. So what is common now? A square plus B square minus C square. Open another bracket. This term is already out. What's remaining? AB. This term is again already out. So what's remaining? BC. So this term is already out. What's remaining? CA. And this is your final answer. How do I know it's my final answer? Because there's a multiplication sign here. As simple as that, right? I hope you're following. So you need more practice. 1 or 2 questions are not enough, right? Okay. So let's actually take a look at the next question. Okay, this is almost similar to the previous question. Let's see whether you are able to, I'll start the question for you. Let's see whether you're able to predict what the next steps are. Okay. Now 2x a minus b. What is common here? 5 is common. So if I remove the 5 common, it gets multiplied with 3. So 3 5s are 15y a minus b. I hope you understood. 3 is already here. I remove this 5 common. So 5 multiplied by 3 becomes 15. Okay. So a minus b plus 2 is common here. So both the 2's, I just remove it common once. Okay. So 2 4s are 8z b minus a. Right? Okay. Now 3 terms are being present. So 1 term, 2nd term, 3rd term. Do I say a minus b is common throughout? I can't say, because I can see a minus b, but here exactly the opposite sign. I want plus a, I can see minus a. I want minus b, I can see plus b. So what did I tell you? If you want to reverse this, just change the sign outside. So copy the same thing once again. 2x into a minus b, 15y into a minus b. Just change this sign. If it's plus here, make it minus and reverse what is there in the bracket. Why did we reverse? So that I can see a minus b common throughout. Yes. Quickly take a minus b common throughout. But is there anything common between 2, 15 and 8? Nothing, right? Nothing is common. So directly write 2x is remaining here, plus 15y is remaining here, minus 8z is remaining here. This is your final answer. That's your final answer, right? Okay, so let's do more questions. Okay. So why I have written 2 questions in the same page, you will understand. Okay, please follow. Now, what's common between 16 and 4? This 16 is nothing but 4 into 4, right? Yes. So I can very clearly see this 4 and this 4 is common. There are 2 terms. This is 1 term. This is the 2nd term. Yes. So I can clearly see 4 and 4. 1 4 is common. Yes. A plus b the whole square is here. A plus b once is present there. Correct? So I can remove a plus b common. Now open another bracket. Carefully do this. 4 into how much is 16? 4 into this remaining 4. Correct? Huh? What I didn't remove common, that 4, right? So 4 4s are 16. A plus b into what is a plus b the whole square? So a plus b into a plus b. Correct? See here, understand properly. So 4 into 4 is 16. A plus b into a plus b is a plus b the whole square. So I am no one to change the question. I haven't changed the question. I'm just writing the question in a different form. Okay, please understand. So now, minus sign as it is. This 4 is already out. A plus b is also already out. So what is remaining? 1. 4 into 1 is 4. A plus b into 1 is a plus b. So just 1, right? So what's the final answer? 4 into a plus b as it is. In this bracket, 4a plus 4b minus 1. 4a plus 4b minus 1. So this is your final answer. Very simple to understand. Now, very, very similar to this, we have another question here. Very similar to this. Okay. Now, let's see. From these 2 terms, can you predict what is common? So, a is present 4 times here, a is present 3 times here. So the minimum number is common. So a cube is common, right? So a cube into what will give me a power 4? So I very well know it is a. A cube into a will give me a power 4 minus a cube into what will give me 2a cube. So it's just 2. A cube into 2 will give me 2a cube. Yes, so I have compensated for these two terms. Now what is common from these two terms? I can see minus 4 because 8 is also written as 4 into 2, right? So I can see minus 4 is common. A, now be very careful, it's not plus, it is minus. Reason is minus into minus is plus. If I write a plus here, minus into plus will become minus, which means I'm changing the question. I'm not allowed to change the question. Okay, so I have to make sure that the question remains same. So minus into minus is plus. 4 into how much is 8? 4 into 2. Yes. Now can you very clearly see a minus 2 is common? So a minus 2 is the common factor now. What is remaining here? A cube. What is remaining here? Minus 4. So this is your final answer. As simple as that. Got it? Okay, we'll practice more questions so that you get even more comfortable with this. Okay. See this. You can very clearly see there are two terms here. But is there anything common? Nothing. Absolutely nothing common. So what do you do here? When you really don't know what to do, you first open the brackets. Let's see if that helps you. So AB into x square is ABX square. AB into 1 is AB plus x into a square is a square x or xa square, however you want to write, plus x into b square is b square x. Now what I'll do is, when these two people were together, it didn't help us. When these two people were together, it still didn't help us. So what we'll do is, we'll crossbreed them. We'll keep these two together and we'll keep these two together. This is called grouping. Okay. Now see here. ABX square plus a square x plus AB plus b square x. Sir, how did you change the order? Is it allowed to do that? Is it allowed to do so? Obviously you can do it. 3 plus 4 or 4 plus 3, the answer is same, right? Provided you write the signs and you write the question correctly, everything is okay. Everything is allowed. You're just interchanging the order. Absolutely fine. Okay. Now what is common between these two? A and a square, which is the least term, a. So a is common. X square and x, which is the least term, x. So x is common, right? Now carefully tell me. A has already come out. X into what is x square? X into x is x square. B, I didn't do anything to B. B is there only. Plus a into what is a square? A. X is already come out. So nothing to do. So if you still want to confirm, you try once again. A into B, AB, x into x, x square. Yes, my question is there. My question is correct. Okay. Now a into a is a square, x into 1 is x, right? So my question is correct. Okay. Plus, what is common here? B and b square, the least term, b. So what's remaining here? A. What's remaining here? B into what is b square? So b. X, I haven't done anything to it, so you have to copy x as it is. Can you observe this and this are same? Whether it is a plus bx or a plus bx, both mean the same, because plus sign doesn't matter. If it was minus, I had to do a lot of other things. But when it is plus, it's very friendly, right? So I can remove this a plus bx common. And what's remaining here? Ax. What's remaining here? Plus b. That's your final answer. So a plus bx into b plus ax, or a plus bx into ax plus b, whatever. That's the final answer. Got it? Okay, so you can go through it once again. I'm sure you will understand. Okay. Now this is also similar to the previous question. When these two people are together, you're not able to remove any common factors. When these two people are together, you're not able to remove any common factors. Again, when these two are together, you're not able to remove common factors. So what you can actually remove a common from here, but from here you can't remove anything common. So what we do is we crossbreed them. So we take these two together and we take these two together. So a square minus ab plus b minus a. What's common here? A is common. So a into a is a square. A into minus b is minus ab. Right? Plus nothing is common here. So simply I write a 1b minus a. Do you think these two are common? Answer is a big no. They are not common. So from the beginning of the class, I've been telling you, you have to interchange this. If you want to interchange this, you have to change the sign outside. Why am I telling you to interchange that? Because I want plus a and minus b. Here it is plus b and minus a, totally opposite signs, right? So what to do? So copy this as it is. This plus 1, whatever sign is outside, just change it to the opposite sign and reverse the signs here. So a minus b. Now you can very clearly see a minus b is common into a minus 1. Your final answer. Right? Please practice this once again. I'm sure you will understand. I have more questions to solve for you. Okay. Now please concentrate here. Look at this question. If you look at this question, obviously you can't remove any common factor from anywhere. Nothing looks common. And to add on, there are squares also here. Okay, so what to do? I just told you some time back, when you really don't know what to do, you either multiply or you open the squares, make the terms bigger. So when you make the terms bigger, at least you might be able to shuffle and arrange, mix and match. Okay, so we are going to use a plus b whole square formula here, and we are going to expand this. We are going to use a minus b whole square formula, and we are going to expand this to see whether something helps. Let's check whether something helps. Okay, now how to expand this? A plus b whole square formula. It is ax the whole square plus by the whole square plus 2 into ax into by. I hope all of you remember a square plus b square plus 2ab. This is going to be a square plus b square minus 2ab. Right? Now, let's actually write this properly. So, a square x square plus b square y square plus 2abxy plus b square x square plus a square y square minus 2abxy. Can I understand that this is getting cancelled? Plus 2abxy minus 2abxy is getting cancelled, right? So I'm only left with these terms and these terms. Again, I understand if these two people are together, no use. I'm not able to factorize. So what I do, I mix and match. So I make these two people together and I ask these two people to stay together. Let's see if it helps. Okay. So a square x square plus b square x square are written together plus b square y square plus a square y square are written together. Can I see x square is common? Yes. So it's helping me to remove common factors. So x square is common here. What's remaining? A square plus b square. What's common here? I can very clearly see y square is common. So what's remaining? B square plus a square. Can you see this and this are same? A square plus b square or b square plus a square both mean the same. So can I remove them common? So I can remove a square plus b square common. And what's remaining here? X square. What's remaining here? Y square. That's your final answer. Yes, one of the important types, right? Okay, let's see a few more examples so that you get the concept clear. Okay, now please understand. Again, look at this form. Will you be able to remove any common factors? You might say, sir, from these two I can remove a common. But is there any use? Is there any use? No use. But if you keenly observe, this a square plus 1 by a square, somewhere I've seen a formula. Don't you think in the expansions chapter, in the chapter of expansions, there was a place where, you came across a formula like a square plus 1 by a square plus 2, a square plus 1 by a square minus 2. I'm sure all of you have come across that formula, isn't it? So I can see that minus 2 also being present here. So I am planning to keep this minus 2 along with a square plus 1 by a square and write the rest of the terms later. Again, understand, I haven't changed the question. I've written the same question in a different order. Whether I write minus 2 there or here doesn't matter. There's no equal to sign. Only if there is an equal to sign, I have to be very much careful about making the minus sign into a plus sign or making the plus sign into a minus sign. There's no equal to sign here. I'm just writing it in a different order. That's all. Okay. Now, can you clearly understand that this is a formula? This is an expansion of a minus 1 by a the whole square. When would it be a plus 1 by a the whole square? If it was plus 2 here. It's not plus 2, it's minus 2. So it's a minus 1 by a the whole square. Similarly, what's common here? I remove minus 3 common. Carefully, please look and understand carefully. I write a here. Minus 3 into a is minus 3a. Minus into minus is plus. Right? So minus into minus is plus. 3 into 1 is 3 by a as it is. This by a as it is. Now can you see one term, second term? What's common? A minus 1 by a minus 1 by a. So obviously a minus 1 by a is common. So a minus 1 by a is common. Open another bracket. A minus 1 by a into what will give you a minus 1 by a the whole square? So a minus 1 by a only. A minus 1 by a into a minus 1 by a will give you a minus 1 by a the whole square. So minus 3, because this a minus 1 by a has already come out. So what's the answer for this? This only is the answer. So a minus 1 by a multiplied by a minus 1 by a minus 3. This only is your answer. Got it? Yes? Very similar to this. How I wrote the 2 this side so that this becomes a formula. Exactly the same way. Think. This will be the expansion of what? By chance you're getting confused. You don't know what expansion that is. Think carefully. Can this be written as a the whole square? 4b can be written as 2b the whole square. All this history geography as it is, minus 3a plus 6b. I'm not bothered. No use. Okay. Now what is this? I can write minus 2 into a into 2b. I want it in terms of this only. Is this correct? 2 2s are 4, ab. Yes? So if I write it this side, observe a the whole square plus 2b the whole square minus 2 into a into 2b. Minus, I copy the rest of the terms. Are you able to understand that this is some expansion? This is the expansion of a plus 2b the whole square or a minus 2b the whole square? Obviously, it is a minus 2b the whole square because of the minus sign here. I hope you understand. If it was a plus sign here, then it would have been a plus 2b the whole square. Okay. Now, what's common from these two? Minus 3 is common. A minus into what is plus? So, minus into minus is plus. 3 into how much is 6? 2. B. Are you able to observe a minus 2b? A minus 2b is common. So, remove that common factor, a minus 2b. Yes? So, what's inside the bracket? Again, a minus 2b. Because a minus 2b into a minus 2b is a minus 2b the whole square. And here, minus 3. So, this is your final answer. Very simple if you practice. If you don't practice, then only this chapter is a nightmare. Okay, many people consider this chapter to be a nightmare only because of lack of practice. Let's practice more. One simple question, but commonly asked question where students make a lot of errors. Okay, they make errors only because the minus sign is given on, it's given before the bracket and the y is given after the bracket. They get totally confused and they write all sorts of things. So what I say is, if you're not able to multitask, that is, if you're not able to multiply the minus sign as well as y, if you're not able to do it, what I would suggest is, write the y this side only. Doesn't matter, guys. So y square minus y into a plus b. It's the same. There's no difference at all. If you consider this like 3 and this as 4, 3 into 4 or 4 into 3, both mean the same, right? Now you open the bracket. I'm sure you'll not make errors. So y square minus ay minus into plus minus by plus ab. Right? Now what's common between these two? Y is common. So y minus a. What's common here? So I take minus b common. Y minus b into y is minus by. Minus into what is plus? So minus here. Minus into minus is plus. B into what is ab? So ab. I'm sure you're able to understand. So can you see y minus a common? So I remove y minus a common. And what's remaining here? Y. What's remaining here? Minus b. And this is your final answer. This is one of the simplest questions based on this type. Now, the same type, if they slightly want to increase the depth, if they slightly want to complicate it, it might look like this. Because they have to give it to you for 3 marks, isn't it? They can't give you such a simple question for 3 marks, right? Okay, so this is also simple only. I'm sure it's simple. Just try to understand. This is very simple. Concentrate here. Now, I don't know what to do with this. So I will keep this as it is. M into x minus 3y the whole square plus n into 3y minus x as it is. Only from these two I can see something common. What is that something? 5, right? So I remove 5 common. So x minus plus into minus is minus. 5 into how much is 15? 3. Y. There are 3 terms totally in this question. Term 1, term 2, term 3. I can see x minus 3y here, x minus 3y here. So am I able to say that x minus 3y is common throughout? No. Reason is here it has been interchanged. I hope you remember what I told you. If both the signs are opposite, how do I make it into the opposite signs? By changing the sign outside. So I copy this question once again. So what do? I keep this term as it is. I keep the last term also as it is. Only this middle term, this plus n, I will make it into minus n. And why am I doing that? So that 3y minus x becomes x minus 3y. Question has not been changed. It has just been written in a different form. Understand? Okay. So now from all the 3 terms, I can see that x minus 3y, x minus 3y, x minus 3y. So I can see that term is common, right? So I remove x minus 3y common. I open a huge bracket comfortably. Now what's remaining here? M. So I write m. Out of the square, 1 term has been removed. So what's remaining here? X minus 3y. Because x minus 3y into x minus 3y is x minus 3y the whole square. Okay. Minus. This x minus 3y is already out. So what's remaining? Only minus n. Similarly, this also is already out. So what's remaining? Plus 5. Yes? So that's only my answer. So how do I represent my answer? X minus 3y into mx minus 3 my minus n plus 5. So this is my final answer. Guys, I'm trying to tell you once again, please don't consider this chapter as a nightmare. If you just sincerely practice these questions once again, I'm sure this chapter is going to work out wonders for you. Okay, so as I told you, this chapter is going to have more parts. Okay, it's not complete here. We have another 3 methods to go. Okay, so I hope you understood the first method. So see you in the video for the second method. Okay, so see you guys.